Hi there, Wasted Potential 616, back again with more comic reviews. My internet still isn't working, and God knows when it's going to be fixed. So when I do get these videos up, they're probably going to be out of date, which is a bit annoying, but there you go. I do need to keep going with these, and I wouldn't want to disappoint all my fans. Because I have so many subscribers and fans, but that's no disrespect to the people that actually do watch it. Bloody hell, I appreciate you all, thank you. But anyway, let's get going. A book I've really been looking forward to, Blackest Night, issue 3. Now, I did enjoy this book. Now, this has received some criticism in this book. I watched the comic book club review of this, and it wasn't that positive. And I do agree on a few of the things I've said. But look, I'll just say what I think of it so far. Now, it has a few characters that I'm not that familiar with. I'm not too familiar with Firestorm or the mythos behind that. I know a rough history of Firestorm, but this centres quite a bit on him. But a compliment to the book, despite not knowing a lot of things within the basis of the story. I don't need to know that much about him because it is all explained, and not explained in just like, here we go, it's explained within the confines of the story, which I think's quite good. One of the criticism of the comic book club said, and I do agree, there's a bit where Firestorm, he's talking with his girlfriend, and you know, it's like, oh, you know, you don't want to commit and everything, and spoiler alert, although everyone probably knows this by now, especially if, well, when I finally get this uploaded on YouTube. Yeah, his girlfriend gets killed, and it's so obvious she gets killed, like she's going to. It's just like, she's like one of those people in war films that goes, you know, oh, after the war, like, I'm gonna marry my girlfriend, you know, Gladys, and we're gonna go and live in a little farm with my pet dog, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, you get the point. So, yeah, not great there. Also, it kind of feels like the story's dragging just a little bit. It's still kind of sensitive. It's still, we've got Flash, Barry Allen, and Hal Jordan, still fighting sort of like the undead Justice League members. A few more people get involved, but it seems the pace is slowing down a little bit. But you know, while all this is going on, the dialogue's still good. The artwork, Even Reese, is it? Even Reese? I think that's Even Reese, whatever. His artwork's fucking brilliant. I really enjoy it, and I do like his page layout as well. So I'm still enjoying that. And we also have Firestorm getting involved. The Atom appears. You know, that's all good, and it is slowly progressing, but as I say, the pace is slowing down a little bit. Now this has the introduction of the Indigo Tribe, and as comic book clubs kind of said, it is kind of abrupt. They kind of just appear, kind of, you know, save the day a bit, and then they just like explain a big chunk of the story. Now, to a certain degree, that's good, because it's good to have things explained to you, but it's just done in such a way where it's a bit forced, it's a bit like, you know, it's just like a big splash page. Okay, this is what's going on, blah 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 blah. This is what you need to know. Now, to a certain degree, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because in a war-type situation, now this is what it is, a war-type situation, for some new allies that come along, they have the answers to sort everything out. They would tell you just straight away, wouldn't they, really? So it is kind of logical thinking about it. but for the purpose of the story, maybe it just would have been nicer if it was a bit more subtly done. But that said, in a logical kind of way, it kind of makes sense. So there we go. But that's a bit of a criticism. But what they do, you know, as they explain everything, is but basically, well, it's a lot to explain. Ultimately, what's going to happen, all the various colours from the colour spectrum are going to have to join together to fight these Black Lanterns. That's basically what's going to happen. And because Hal Jordan is connected to pretty much all the leaders of the various groups, you know, he's going to have to sort of take the charge. So that's what's going to happen. Cool. And the other criticism of the comic book club is how Firestorm's girlfriend dies. And, you know, the damsel in distress thing, and maybe they're doing that a bit too much, a bit OTT. I didn't think so, actually. Maybe it is a little bit sexist, I don't know, but in kind of these big action stories, and, you know, I mean, they are kind of, aimed at young men, and the damsel in distress kind of thing, or the girlfriend getting killed to, you know, seek vengeance, and it's a good motivation, so I don't have too much of a problem with it. And actually, I thought it was done really well. It was really sinister and really darkly done, and the sort of zombie Firestorm basically used the current Firestorm. So it's basically made it his fault that he dies. Almost, I mean, they even quote the way they even say it's like that bit in Ghostbusters. It's you have to think of a formula which is going to kill her, and the guy's like, oh, I don't want to think of anything, but you can't stop yourself from thinking, and he does. And it's just in it. And they said in front of the comic book club it was drawn out, a bit too drawn out. It was drawn out. But I thought that added to it, the fact that it was drawn out sort of added to the pain and how horrible it is, or an evil thing to do it was. So I thought that was actually quite cool. You know, villains are supposed to be evil and they're supposed to do horrible, horrible things. So there we go. Anyway, spoiler alert, I'm going to say it because this is basically what happens in the end. There are loads of dead villains that get resurrected. So we've got Dr. Light, Copperhead, Alexander Luthor, Psycho Pirate, and a few more. So I'm really excited about that. That should be good. So while this hasn't been as good as previous issues, I still think this is worth picking up. I did enjoy it, and I'm still excited about the story. I think Jeff Jones is doing still a good job. It's a flawed issue, and I'm kind of getting the same feeling I had during Secret Invasion, where, you know, started off first few issues and then it sort of began to drag a bit. Hopefully that isn't going to happen with this, but I'm kind of getting that feeling to a certain degree, but hopefully that's not going to happen. Anyway, so yeah, not a perfect issue, but I still think it's a lot of fun and well worth picking up, and ultimately the story so far is very good. So there we go. Anyway, I'll probably do a couple more videos in a couple of seconds, but see you later guys, and look after yourselves. Bye.